start the show off by talking about nothing but politics because, look, we are living in a fantastic age, at least from my perspective, because we're entering an age to where solid, not even questionable celebrities are running for public office. And I'm sure that you all know who I'm talking about, Kanye West. Now, he's not the first. When I think about it, there have been quite a few celebrities who have run for office. The most notable one that comes to mind, Arnold Schwarzenegger. That was pretty interesting how he ran for, what was it, governor in California. He became the governator. And a lot of people don't think about this, but Ronald Reagan, he was a Hollywood actor prior to becoming president. But yeah, we got Kanye West. Now, I thought that Kanye West wasn't running. I saw something on Twitter to where shortly after I made my video, basically throwing my support behind him, specifically because he was bold enough to mention that he was willing to look at aspects of the fictitious nation of Wakanda and implement that into America's political legislative system. I was like, whoa, okay, this is just badass. But yeah, then I saw a little blurb or something on Twitter to where they were like, he's not running. But I didn't really buy into it because I have faith in Kanye. And so I saw today that he actually had his first presidential campaign. Now, he did get fairly emotional because it seems to me that he's going to be dropping quite a bit of knowledge, at least from another perspective, when it comes to various historical events that have transpired post Republican President Abraham Lincoln's freeing of the slaves. Now, I specifically do note that Abraham Lincoln was a Republican because I think that's very important for African American youth to remember. There seems to be an effort to erase that from history. I think that's part of what the criticism of Mount Rushmore has been about lately. But know your history. Do your own self-education, people. You have the tools. You have the internet now, okay? School's not in session, but that doesn't mean that you cannot learn. Parents, educate your children. Take the time to spend time with your kids. Do at-home Jeopardy nights when it comes to history, especially if you're African American. Do African American Jeopardy nights. That way your children can know where they come from, because history is cyclical. It does tend to repeat. And if you don't want certain elements of history to repeat, educate your children about them. But anyway, at Kanye West's presidential campaign, the media seems to be focusing on how he was talking about Harriet Tubman and saying that Harriet Tubman in actuality did not free the slaves. She just basically had them re-employed by a different group of white people, or got them employed by some whites who were willing to give them a wage rather than enslave them. Is that true? It's all about perspective. It's all about how you view what freedom truly is. It's all about how you look at the state of America today. Today, the majority, at least the faces that we see within the United States of America when it comes to the ownership of corporations and businesses, the majority seems to be white Americans. We as African Americans still are yet to get a foothold when it comes to business ownership within America, at least a foothold that we should have attained so far. So he wasn't exactly lying. I think that a lot of people, not just African American, a lot of people in general, may not be ready to hear some of the things that he likely plans on sharing when it comes to his perspective of history. But should he hold back? Absolutely not. I don't think he should hold back at all. Not at all. I think that it's good when you have individuals out there who are willing to antagonize the mass consciousness and willing to make people talk and think when it comes to history and politics. I mean, that's part of the reason why I have this little podcast over here. Sure, only a few people listen to me every night, but I'm doing my part. And I couldn't be more pleased to have started a podcast specifically about politics and have Kanye West in the mix. I didn't even mean to make that rhyme, but it did, and that's crazy. So, I hope Kanye West keeps going. I hope that nobody tries to assassinate him or anything. Please don't. But there's another thing that Kanye West talked about during this rally. He talked about the issue of abortion. He specifically stated that his father, it seems, tried to abort him or suggested that his mother should abort him.
My mom saved my life. My dad wanted to abort me. My mom saved my life. There would have been no Kanye West because my dad was too busy.
And that was very emotional for him to talk about. And when you think about Kanye West, you do have to remember that he is a phenomenal artist. So he's a very sensitive person. Nobody should make fun of him getting emotional publicly. Actually, I think that more people should get a bit more emotional publicly when it comes to issues like this. But I'm glad that he brought it up, because a lot of men out there do need to stop trying to push women to have abortions when the woman may be on the fence about it, or maybe doesn't even want one at all. Okay? There's actually a group, we'll talk about this tomorrow, because I do want to talk about a certain statement that I saw a pornographer known as Mike Quasar make on Twitter that you can find over on Porn News Today as of tonight. But I think Mike Quasar needs to shut up. And I think that his friends from Canada who came down with him, who have exploited and literally raped and pillaged America and the daughters of America, I really wish that they would be deported. I wish that of their own volition they would go back to Canada, because that specific group of Canadian white males in the adult entertainment industry are the type of men that Kanye West described, who are murderers, killers, coercing and pressuring women to have abortions. So we will talk about that in depth tomorrow, not tonight. He's also saying something along the lines of he would give $1 million to everyone who has a child. Just having a child is priceless. Don't put a dollar amount on having kids, Kanye. That's my only criticism when it comes to his statements from the other night. But hey, he's passionate. He's anti-abortion. The only time I think that someone should not even be questioned about an abortion if they want one is if they're raped. Okay? If somebody's raped, yeah, no one should say anything to them if they want the abortion. All right? But I just think that people are overdoing it with abortion, and too many men have hurt too many women by pressuring and coercing them to have abortions. So that's where I'll leave it with Kanye West. But another thing I like about Kanye West, it seems at least, that he's been able to look beyond that part of Kim Kardashian's life and create an authentic relationship with her. A lot of people, they like to make fun of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, but from my perspective at least, that's a pretty healthy relationship, despite the extreme circumstances of fame and fortune and entertainment and whatnot, politics even, that they're in. I think a lot of people could learn a lot, actually, from their relationship.